Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. For God alone my soul awaits in silence. From him comes my salvation. He only is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall not be shaken. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Aphrodite, aka Madam Suave. If you are new here, I would like to welcome you to the community. Be sure to check the description box below and like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to. Remember that energy is timeless and fluid. This could be past, present, or future energy. Flip roles if they need to be reversed, and only take what resonates, leaving the rest for who it is meant for. So today is Sunday. It is also the day that the sun shifts into Taurus, which I find to be very befitting because not only does the sun exalt in Aries, okay, and the moon exalts in Taurus, as well as it is ruled by Venus, okay, and we know that God is love and God is exalted through the sun, okay. So today, the message that I have for you and what is in the energy is that you are recognizing your beauty, power, and potential where your judgment was once clouded. You are reclaiming your body, reconnecting to your states of purity, and kind of undressing yourself, okay? You are healing the ego through identifying with the soul. So this is creating wholeness within, okay? Becoming whole within, because knowing the self protects the self from projection. But when you identify the self by the definition of others or seek for others to feed and validate your sense of self and power, the ego is weak and easy to penetrate because it is artificial, okay? Remember, we talked about the artificial sun. And kind of one thing that you may have remembered that I mentioned when I said, or it was kind of written on the message. So it's not something that I voiced, but it was something that was written to go along with the message as an additional message, okay? And we talk about how, Aries, I said Aries is just the louder version of Scorpio, and Aries is where the sun exalts. Now, on the other side of that, because the sun, okay, today is Sunday, which is ruled by Leo, okay? I mentioned that Leo is ruled by the number 8, which is equivalent to Scorpio, okay? So in Egyptian astrology, Leo is ruled by the number 8, which in Western astrology is Scorpionic energy, okay? So one thing that I wanted to mention, because I said that, Aries and me as a Scorpio moon, Aries, Scorpio moon, okay, we have no choice in the matter of doing underground work because literally it is our only way to progress and we are an action-oriented energy, okay? Not only that, but having so much of that energy being ruled by, the planets of war, aggression, all of that, right? It's like you must do the work, otherwise you self-destruct. And that is why the sun exalts in Aries, because we know that we must do the work in order to not fall victim or prey to ourselves, as well as being able to stand firm and secure within ourselves, okay, to be unmovable, to be unshaken, as I read and mentioned before, okay. Power doesn't shout, it whispers, and peace is silent when it is known because it simply is. The same way that you simply exist, the same way the sun shines unannounced but can be felt, and its presence is known, not questioned or debated. If it seek to be defined in order to shine, the world would simply be dark because thoughts are fleeting, often forgotten, and tend to lose focus. Peace is still when you are still, when your power is internal and not external, because like the sun, no matter what is going on around it, it still shines and does not need to be announced. And when it hides behind the dark, it is known that it will rise again. Peace is unmovable, a hidden pocket within chaos. It doesn't flee unless you do, but it's a disturbance to the soul who only knows chaos. Reclaiming your power begins with understanding that everything happening around you revolves around you. Action and reaction. You cannot control, but you can influence when you cease being the one who is being influenced. When you are under influence, you lose control. As you are finding peace within, you are finding peace everywhere, not because it is present wherever you go, but because you can create it as a carrier. And for someone here, chaos seems to keep finding you, or there is a situation or person who keeps trying to bring chaos to you. And the thing that you need to remember is that you can choose peace and choose not to engage because their chaos is and will consume them. And I'm getting that this is already happening, but it is too much for them to bear and carry it. So they are trying to pass it off. So you need to know that you can block it by maintaining your peace in whatever way you need to do that, okay? So for you, you need to know, because I do not know your situation, okay? So you guys have to know what you need to do for yourselves. I cannot advise you on that without actually fully knowing and understanding your situation, okay? But they have a lot of negative thoughts in their head that they are having trouble containing and cannot act upon, nor do they have an outlet for it. I was also getting that they lost access. Now, whether this is lost access to you or whatever that may be, okay, lost access. And there's also something that they want to know but cannot know. This could also pertain to wanting to access spiritual or higher information, but do not have that privilege nor the ability, okay? I'm getting that this is someone who tried to get into something because they thought that it would be easy, but requires a strong spiritual foundation, and they are lacking balance, harmony, and have no power. Therefore, they have no influence, but are being influenced, which is driving them mad, okay? Remember, the heart is the center, okay? And the heart isn't in the right place to understand or connect. Therefore, they are communing with dark spirits, which is causing confusion. The reason why is because these spirits are attracted to their darkness, running rampant, and have them pinned down, literally like they are being forced and commanded, okay? Ooh. Ooh. So like I said, this is not only a lack of awareness, but a lack of control, okay? So they're unable to see the light because it is blinding them, and that light is truth. And because of that, they are stuck in darkness, so you have to rise above it, okay? When I'm saying you have to rise above it, I'm speaking to you, my collective, okay? So if someone is trying to bring chaos to you, or, trying to cause some sort of disturbance, you have to understand that you have to rise above it. And I'm getting, for a lot of you, you already know this, okay? So preserve and protect your power by maintaining your peace. Don't let them bring you to wrath and trap you in their hellhole with them. Remain focused on what you know. Keep your third eye clear and know that your vision is coming true, and they are just reacting to that. What I was seeing is that they are trying to hurt your feelings, pride, and ego, but it's too late for that, because you have already become too secure within yourself, and you have someone who has shown you that you have always been everything. You just needed to recognize it, and you know that everything that they are saying about you is a projection coming from their own discomfort within themselves and a lack of peace that they cannot find. Now, like I said, this is something that you already know. You not giving into the antics is kind of pissing them off, okay? It's not kind of, like, it is pissing them off more and just causing themselves more pain and heartbreak, as well as anguish, terror, and combustion. They are ruining and destroying everything in their path, but you have too much at stake to engage with their foolishness. You are asserting yourself by being affirmed in yourself, and you know you have something or someone to look forward to, and you are crossing over that bridge no matter what, okay? You're letting it fall on anyone who tries to hinder that. So you also have someone who is in denial, and you're letting them drown like they are in the Nile River. The harder the head, the harder they fall. They will be forced awake, and when they wake up, they might not like what they see. Life has a way of imitating and humbling mockery, giving meaning and understanding where there is a lack of, come hell or high water, because lessons are not always learned, but they are taught and know no end, all right? So that is my message for you guys today. I hope that you got something from this message. I hope that you enjoyed this message. If you got anything from this message, I do ask that you like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, and I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. I love you all.